Hello everyone and welcome to our Evp'D Micropans podcast with me, Jamie.
Me, Michael.
And me, Mike.
Where we talk everything scary, spooky and everything paranormal. We make it funny, yet serious and altogether good listening. So sit back and enjoy the episode.
Hi everyone, tonight we are here talking about the Ancient Ram Inn. We have been to the Ancient Ram Inn before. It's probably one of our locations that we've been to where we went to as a group, and I just wanted to kind of give you a bit of history about that before we get into our experiences there. So the Ancient Ram Inn is probably known as one of the most haunted locations, and many paranormal enthusiasts have heard of the Ancient Ram Inn due to its reputation within the paranormal world. The Ram Inn is a Grade 2 listed building, and it was a former pub which is located in Stroud, Gloucestershire, UK. The inn has had many owners since 1145, and probably most famous of which is John Humphreys, until its death in 2017. The inn is now owned by his daughter Caroline, which she allows ghost hunters and paranormal investigators alike to explore. The inn was originally home to a vicar to keep slaves and workers to build the local St. Mary's Church, and the land itself is on an intersection of two ley lines, which are places within the land that are believed to travel across the world and believed to have high energy fields. The most famous of which is believed to run through Stonehenge, which is based in Wiltshire. The Ram Inn has gained its reputation for one of the most haunted locations after John bought the pub and it was used as a guest house. It quickly became a paranormal location, but this was done by accident, as some of the guests reported some strange goings on within the guest house. John himself has also had many of these strange goings on happen to himself, including some demons and entities dragging him out of his bed at night. When you enter the pub, you are met with many artifacts, including a mummified cat within a display case. The cat was found in the wall when they were doing some renovation work, and this would be believed to have been placed there to ward off evil spirits or witches. Other items such as children's bones have been found under the floor also when doing renovations, and they are still believed to be roaming about the property, as well as a centurion on horseback, a monk and a very unhappy woman. This is some of the goings on within the property, and we are now going to give you some of our own personal experiences while we were at the Ancient Ram Inn. Cool.
So, whoa, what?
Nothing.
Like, I thought I was scared you already. I was like, mate, we haven't even started, man. Calm down. So, tonight, as you all will know, we're going to be speaking about our experience at the famous Ancient Ram Inn. It was enjoyable. It was our first investigation together. If I'm not, was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, like our first full investigation, yeah.
I mean, talk about starting off strong. That it was eventful, but also quiet. Not gonna lie, I was expecting more, but I think that's typical in it. There's a lot of people that'll on purpose big it up, so people will watch the videos. But I enjoyed it. It's a creepy place, man. Like when I first turned up, it took me a while to get my head around the fact that I'm actually stood outside the Ancient Ram Inn. And then when I went in, it was like for the first half hour, I was like, can't believe I'm here. Everyone's heard about this place. Everyone's always wanting to do it. And I was stood in it, and I was like kind of hoping that it was as bad as everyone said. Like things really pop off. But then I was also hoping it wasn't. But yeah, so we might go through our experiences and let's talk about how we felt about it. So would anyone like to volunteer to go first?
You're asking something now. When you got halfway through the first video.
Yeah, Mike had to rewatch the video because he totally forgot what happened.
I mean, for me, it's like you said originally, isn't it? Like, you obviously watch a lot of videos. There's a lot of hype about the place, and you know, when you get there and you look at the actual place itself, it definitely, it lives up to the reputation. Like, you get there, it's a really old building. You know, you drive in, you walk through the door, the smell of the place is old and musty, and
oh yeah, definitely.
You can't take away from the place. There's definitely
an atmosphere.
An atmosphere. Yeah, and then I mean, like, obviously we were stood there and we were setting up, weren't we? And then we started hearing things from the get go. It wasn't like, you know, we were setting up by bits of equipment, and we were like, should we just go and have a walk around? And as I walked through the door, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel. This doesn't feel nice.
It was. I was like, I can't even set up without crapping myself. This is so unfair.
Yeah, and I mean,
like, all I'm doing is trying to put my mic on.
It was. You could feel the atmosphere, couldn't you? And it felt close, and it felt like there was something there. But then you kind of think to yourself, well, listen, we have to be realistic here. Like, there's so much stuff, you know, and for us, we'd never worked together either. So, you know, we were trying to obviously get to know one another as well, and that kind of stuff. But I think we clicked very quickly. It wasn't like there was, you know, hostility or anything there, was it? It was just like, we were just like, oh, what's going to happen? But as you entered it, like, you go from the kitchen into the front room. I mean, you met with a mummified cat in a case. I mean, like, you were just like,
oh yeah, it's like instantly it let in you that, like you said, it also felt confined, though, because it was like obviously an old building and there was low ceilings and the rooms weren't very big. Plus the atmosphere, you thought, oh, I'm in the thick of it now.
Yeah. And I mean, it
was like, especially with the drive we did as well. And I was like, I can't literally just go home. I'm stuck here, you know?
Yeah, like, I thought that somebody up there was telling me not to go because, I mean, I was 20 minutes into my drive and I got a puncture.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's right, yeah.
I might be a bit late. And I was like, dick.
Yeah. And I was like,
didn't he still manage to get there before as well?
Yeah, I think I got just after, didn't I?
I think he did. No, it was...
No, because we opened the gate.
Yeah, I think but it wasn't long after us, though. That's the thing. It was only about like 10, 15 minutes after us.
Yeah.
But that was a sign of things to come. And it was like, I was on edge for quite a while, and it took me some time to settle in.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, right. Because I think I was also, because of the stories, I was like, is this going to be the night where I actually see a full apparition of someone? And it was just in the back of my head. It's like, I swear it's going to happen. I'm going to see them in the doorway.
Knowing you all, it could have been a child.
And it would have been, I'm telling you. Especially because them, obviously, child bones were found and then, like, the bit's still open, isn't it, where they were found?
Yeah.
And I was just stood there as, oh no, what have I done? What have I done? But it was like, I think still one of the best things we've captured, though, because it was like the moment we started recording, we were going upstairs. And obviously that voice was there, like, instantly. And we didn't even get up the stairs before something happened.
Is that when I was at the top of the stairs and I heard something and it's captured?
You were behind us.
Yeah.
And you turned around and you said, did one of you just speak?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it wasn't us.
We caught it on our video.
And I did I say it to him? Don't be messing with me. Don't be fucking with me.
Yeah.
I think the only room I didn't like in there was the witch's room. I just didn't.
Was that the one? Is that the one with the mirror in it where I got that woman's face?
The one with so when you go up the stairs, it's the one on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that room. I don't know. It's just something about. I felt worse in that than I did Is it the vicar's room? Is it called?
The bishop's room.
That's the one. The bishop. I felt worse in the witch's room than I did the bishop's until I sat in that chair. But it's just in that witch's room, I felt like something definitely. I shouldn't be sat in here.
Yeah. No, there was. That was the one where I was doing the live, and as I'm holding the camera, you can see like two faces come into the into the mirror, and it's where I freaked out because I was like, "Can you put a light up?" And as you put the light up, I'm like, "Oh my god, it's definitely there." And then you see the woman walk across the mirror. I've got the photo on my Instagram.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was weird. It was 2 of them, and then we went upstairs after that, didn't we? We went up into the attic and we were just having a chat, and then me and Jamie grew a set.
it was purely by a look at accident. I grew a set because we were sat up there and I was like, don't seem like much up here, really. It felt fine. And then everything started booting off downstairs. And because Mike went, I thought, well, I'm not being on my own and everyone else is obviously going to come with. And it only ended up being me and Mike. And I was like, well, I can't go back upstairs now because now I'm going to look like a fanny if I do.
But it did kick off, didn't it?
Oh, it just wouldn't stop.
Was that when the REM pod booted off?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got that in the thick of it. That's when I told Michael to shut up because it wouldn't shut talking.
Yeah, because we could hear like I heard that girl talking downstairs, and then that's when I'm like, right, I can hear something. We're going downstairs, and then we were like really quiet, and then I could, it was the person that shouldn't be named and Michael upstairs.
Yeah.
And we were just like,
I was getting pissed off at my camera.
Shut up.
It wouldn't record.
I said, shut up. You're like, what? I said, do you mean what? But
it was, I didn't know it was booting off.
Yeah, it was just it was all kicking off down there, wasn't it? And
well, I think because at that point as well, I was pretty tired because it was late in the night. I started getting on. So when I'm tired, I think all my cares go out the window, and I'm too overtired to care. And I'm like, right, I'm here now. I've been here for a few hours. I'm pretty used to it. It's like you settle into that place.
Didn't know doing a 6-hour drive neither. You've been pretty knackered after that, haven't you?
I still think. The thing is, some of the places that you have to, like, let's say if you have to book to go to use them, is the places up near us are free. The places further down south I have to pay. So if we have to pay for something, I have to drive. There's going to be a drive in it. I'm like, oh. But, I mean, depending on the price, and I might go back maybe one day. I think really rattle the cage of things there.
Yeah, I mean, the rooms themselves, like you've got the child's, like the doll room, haven't you? And that's quite weird. And then, like downstairs where the open grave is, that's weird. We had quite a lot of stuff in there, didn't we? We had like our names being said a few times, and like intelligent responses through the spirit box, and just like a few bits of general interaction. And like there was that weird thing that I captured where it looked like fingers. Do you remember that? Like the shadow. We were looking at the was it that like a seat that you sit on, but it came from like HMS History or something. And as I was looking at the ball on the barrel, you see like some fingers like moving really quickly, and then you hear like it says either Jamie's name or well, we don't know because it says Michael, so it could be Michael or me. But it was weird, and then there was just a lot of movement in there, wasn't it? We were in the other room, and you could just see like movement, shadows moving around in there.
I mean, I got to give it to the old owner, John. How the hell he stayed in there on his own, I do not know.
No, I mean that was the thing though. It never really felt demonic, did it? It was that for me, it didn't feel demonic in there. Apart from that time when something ran at me, that was a bit weird.
I think that's always going to be one of our funniest yet weirdest stories. That it was like the first investigation, and it was pure terror in Mike's face.
Well, the thing was, that was when I was still growing into my gift, wasn't it? So I could hear things, and I could hear the voices and stuff. And I've always been able to hear like movement and like get really good stuff through the spirit boxes and open to that. But this was the first time where I heard something, and me and you were like, "What was that?" And I was like, "It was on the landing." So I went out there, and as I've walked out there, you've come with me. And then I was like, I can't remember what I said, but then I've heard it coming and I've like stepped back and nearly knocked the light off the wall, and you've touched my hand at the same time, and I nearly fucking lamped you because I like it just everything happened at once.
He was just going to start swinging and ask questions later.
Yeah, I just didn't really know what to do. Like, if it had just been you touch my hand at the same, like, I wouldn't have probably shit myself. But there was running, the light behind me, and you, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just gonna punch and see.
It was we were saying one of the funniest bits when I go, it's
you. Yeah, you're like, it's me, and I was like, I know. Now
I didn't. I was just walking. It was so funny. It's that I think I could definitely watch a video back and scream capture it. It's just the look that he gave me. He just looked at me like, who the hell are you?
Oh,
I was like, it's me.
It was not good. But then
it was like you could hear it like full on run at you though. Like there was no. It wasn't walking, like it ran at him. Like, I'm gonna put you through that wall.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't
it? Capture it, Jamie?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far from the video.
Also, what I did catch was that shadow go past the door, didn't I? And I got the slow motion of it.
Yeah, you did.
So
it looked like fingers.
So I was sat. We were in the bishop's room, and it was towards the end of the night because you could tell. So I didn't speak as much, and I started going right. Is this just going to end at any time now? And he who shall not be near was sat near the door, and the door was slightly closed. It was nearly fully closed, shall I say? And you could just see the crack of light from the hall. And I only noticed it when I watched it back, but at the time I didn't see it. And it goes across the door, and then shoots back in the direction it came. And I thought, piss off, because it wasn't like just a shadowy, like it was a solid black shadow, like it blocked light. I was like, what the hell was that? I think if I would have seen it when I was there, I probably would have died. But I'm happy I seen it when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But like I think it is one of those bucket list places if you ever want to do paranormal investigating. That it is where something you have to tick off.
What about that kid going up the stairs though when we were outside?
Oh, I was outside with Michael as well, wasn't I? And I was having a seat, and I didn't want to go back in because Michael went, "What's up with you?" I went, "Someone's just gone up them stairs." So I've just watched something go up them stairs, and I really didn't want to go back in after that. It was absolute. It just sent a shiver down my spine because it was like, you know, like when you watch a typical horror film and there's people outside the haunted house, and I don't know, let's just say if they're getting shown a new house and they're like, oh, what's the history? And like, oh, nothing. But there's always that scary story, and all of a sudden they always catch something in the corner of their eye, like stood at the window or something. It was literally like that, like horror 101. I was just stood there, and I was trying to clock on which part of the, is it cottage? It's classed as a cottage, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is now, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what part of the cottage it was, and I was like, oh shit, that's the stairs. It is, and I'd seen it in the window. And I was like, that wasn't an adult. And I was absolutely terrified.
And I think what made it worse is that at that point is where we just had that REM pod and stuff going off, wasn't it? Because it was the REM pod and stuff that was going off was really close to the end of the night, wasn't it? And we all stopped because it was all getting a bit too much. And then you were like, oh, just to let you know.
Spoiler.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, let's go back up there. Jamie, yeah, you definitely looked like you wanted like to just call it a night at that point.
I did. I think I was done at that point.
But it's really hard to explain to listeners though, just like what the atmosphere in there is like, because like you said at the beginning, like everybody that goes there hypes it up. And obviously you get it because like obviously the owners want people to keep returning, but it's not constant, is it? Like you have to...
Oh God, no. You have to really work sometimes for it.
Yeah, it wasn't like... I think I'd go back there now, knowing that what I know and knowing my gift has changed and I'm able to hear things and see things. It'd be interesting to go back and see what different things we get.
I think I'd be up for it now because I'm not. I was like, God, that was a while back. I've obviously been on a lot more investigations since then.
Yeah.
And changed it myself completely. So I don't think I'd be on his edge. I still wouldn't be left alone in there, so you can jog on. But trying to explain to them, it's like if, let's just say if you ever go to like a creepy place, like for the day out or a museum or something, and you're like, and it's dark and gloomy, and you're like, oh, I wouldn't like to be here on my own. It's like that, but you can physically feel the atmosphere. Like it's heavy. It's like once you walk into there, that isn't your place. It's theirs.
See, I
And they're
didn't
not
feel an
shy then,
atmosphere.
you know?
I didn't feel an atmosphere. I didn't feel anything.
I
was calm
definitely
as a
did.
cucumber.
No, it's like they were definitely letting us know that you're in our territory now. We will contact you when we want to. We'll give you evidence when we want to.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
were very much-
it was definitely hard work, wasn't it? At times, it wasn't like.
Oh God, yeah. But I like that. That's why we put it in 2 parts, though, because we didn't just want to put all the good bits in.
Yeah.
Like there's parts of our video where it does get a bit boring, but at least we're showing people that's what the crack is. Sometimes it's quiet. You can be in the most haunted place because apparently, like they say, that's one of the most haunted places in Britain.
Well, they say it's one of the most haunted in the world, don't they?
Exactly, but it goes to show you, even if you're in one of the apparent most haunted places in the world, there's gonna come times where the energy just isn't there, and they're just not willing to work with you.
Yeah.
So when people go there and it's every 30 seconds someone's getting thrown or something's happening, it's not like that person. It's not like that at all. Like, but I think it is a good place to go. It was bloody cold though.
Yeah.
If you do go, please take a jacket, because even stood in the kitchen we had all the heaters on, and it was still bloody freezing. But
Go on.
it was. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
The witch's room was the coldest. The temperature in there massively dropped.
We even got stuff on the SLS, didn't we? When it was sat in the chair.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
in. Was that in the
That was
Witch's
in the
room,
witch's
witch's
room.
room? Yeah, it sat down, didn't it?
Yeah, sat in the
Yeah.
chair near the mirror.
It looked like it was crossing its legs.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when we got that's when the port. Was that my first outing of the portal? It was, wasn't it?
It might have been, you know.
I think it was. And we had some really good stuff in that. Yeah, in the witch's room.
The band, wasn't it? I think when I was in the band, when I started having my mini meltdown. Because Mike was going, touch Jamie, and I was going, why is it always me? What you doing? Being dick for? I was getting proper edgy. I was going, if this cat ball goes off near me, I swear down I'm burning this band to the ground.
Yeah, that's when I had my K2 tripwire, wasn't it? And it was on the bed, and that's where your hands were going funny. And I was like, sit on the bed, and you could see where it almost like led down on the bed. It started at this like one end, and all the tubes went up, didn't they? They all lit up. That's on my video.
Was that in the witch's room?
No, that was in the bishop's room.
Oh, okay.
That room was weird. Like, it didn't. Most people, I think I've heard when they've gone and stuff, have said that's like the most haunted room. Like, that's where everything boots off. I didn't feel bad in there. Like, I didn't feel like it was nasty or anything. Except when, like, I sat in that chair. Yeah, when I sat in that chair, though, and everything, and I was like, I've just lost all the power in my limbs.
Yeah, I was going to say, it started to go numb.
I didn't feel evil. I just was like, I've gone really heavy. So I had to give my camera to Michael. So I was like, I started losing power to hold it up. I was like, hey, grab this a second. Yeah, but I swear you went and signed it as well, and you said I don't feel too good.
That was the little chair, wasn't it, opposite the bed? Or was that the one as you come in, like the armchair on your left?
No, it's the one where you go in, and it was near the mirrors, so it was opposite the beds.
Yeah, so the one nearest, like the fire.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I started to go dizzy when I sat down on it.
Yeah, see, I didn't feel anything in there. The only time that I felt anything in there was when I was doing that, like sitting in front of the mirror. That was the only time I felt anything weird.
Still shouldn't have done that, you idiot. I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
That's some like Bloody Mary shit right there, and I'd rather not, thank you.
And then the funniest thing about that property as well is the toilet is opposite the most haunted room in the whole house.
Just in case.
So you have to go in pairs just in case.
I was going to say,
I did.
Didn't Jamie
I stood
go
outside for
upstairs?
I stood outside just in case, and then he was in there all safe because he has someone outside. And I'm like, 1 minute, I'm stood up here outside the toilet on my own. How's this fair?
Yeah.
I was like, if someone does me in now, there's no one here.
Yeah, it was
Hoping and praying I didn't hear a noise because it was when he went to the toilet. It was after the thing happened with Mike, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was just
And
about to
like-
say. I remember when I was
stood there, and I'm like, oh god, I know what just happened here. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, if them footsteps come down that corridor, oh mate, you're on your own, son.
Yeah, because that's I was just about to say that. Like, I can remember that had just happened, and I was like, I really need a wee. Oh my god, I can't go by myself.
But I got sent.
Yeah, I was like, Jamie, you're coming with me. It was
I
funny.
was absolutely terrified. I stood there and I'm like, oh, why am I here? Why am I here?
It is.
I was like,
I think.
oh, someone's with me.
Yeah, I think when you first get there, you're like, I really hope nothing happens, because it does look weird, doesn't it? Like, as a property, it does look weird.
Yeah.
It does. It's like bits have been added on. When you look outside, it's like, oh, that's not original to that. And it's all lopsided as well, isn't it? A bit.
Yeah, and I mean, even the attic, like when you go upstairs, you're just like, if anything kicks off here, we're fucked because we've got to get down those stairs quick, and it's just not going to happen. And somebody's going to knock themselves out if you leg it down those stairs quick.
It is, that's right, because you have to get down the attic stairs, which are tiny and dangerous as it is, because they're like on a slant because of
Very
it being
steep
well
as well.
worn. Then there's the stairs themselves where if you run down too quick, you're nutting the beam above it. Like, it's not going to... And then you have to go through the room where the kids were buried, and then through the front room where there's a bloody mummified cat to get to the door. And you're like, there's so much you have to get through before you get to safety.
Yeah, it's not going to end well, is it?
It's not- So if anything did happen in the attic, it's pretty much, all right, just be at one with it.
Yeah,
Instead of taking your chances.
Embrace your fate because it's going to come quicker than you think.
Yeah, just let it happen. Don't try and make a run for it, because you making a run for it will make it worse. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a creepy ass place. Like, it was just, I think the history and the age of it just adds to it, though.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of history there, isn't there? I mean, there's been things there a long time, but then you kind of think I think what's been that bit's not of the problem. I think it's just the amount of paranormal investigators that have been there and what they've been doing, and then you've obviously got John that's had demons and stuff with him, and then just all like you've got St. Mary's Church as well. So there's lots of history, lots of paranormal stuff. It's on 2 ley lines.
Oh.
So
Sorry.
you've got a lot of energy and a lot of people doing stuff. You don't know what they've left in there. Yeah, it's a place that if you go there, you need to be able to at least ground yourself properly, or on the way out, make sure you ground yourself properly.
Some of it might not be in a video as well, so you don't know what they've invited in there. Like, there's things that might be in there that haven't always been there. It's like some of the teams brought something in not known
Yeah.
and left. So, yeah, if you ever do go there, just watch yourselves. Not necessarily as in, health and safety, something's going to put you through a window, just in general. I mean, if you do get put through a window, great content.
Just make sure you're recording.
Yeah. You've got to be recording when you get launched out of a window by some succubus or something. I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, that room as well, isn't it? Is it the old barn or the old chapel or something?
Yeah, where has
That
his
was
bikes in there.
Yeah, that had a weird energy to it.
I hated sitting in there. And you're like, let's go lights out. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I was the only one with night vision camera, so I was fine.
Yeah. Mike's like, you all right there, Jamie? I'm like, yeah, mate, can't see a bloody thing, but yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, the energy in there definitely. Wasn't that where we heard knocking on the wall or something?
Yeah. I think something knocked between me and Michael as well.
On the
Next
table?
to me and Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I nearly died. Like, I definitely felt my heart stop beating for a second. I was like,
yeah, palpitations.
yeah, like, it stopped beating. I had the pain in my arm and everything. I was like, it's happening.
I'm having a heart attack.
This is it.
This is where I'm going to die.
I was like, it's all right, though. I mean, if I was going to pick anywhere to die and haunt, I suppose why not one of the most famous ones?
Well, it wasn't. I'd have to walk home.
No, it's all right. Mike would have took you. It would be nice enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like a 12-hour round trip.
No.
What's 12 hours between friends is fine.
Well, not fairness. I'd done it for you in the museum, so I think it's only fair.
Yeah, for your own personal gain.
That was 8.
Yeah, but then there was the investigation itself.
Mm.
We should talk about that in an episode, shouldn't we? Not just the museum, it's purely the travel I had to do to get there. It was like that in itself's an episode.
Yeah.
I think that's what some people need to understand as well. So it's all fun saying let's go here and let's go that. It's like, but some people don't understand the effort you have to put in just to even get to these places. Like we live different ends of the country.
Mm.
So like going to, let's just say if we do an investigation with Bennett kind of chase, it's kind of okay because that's like pretty much the middle for us.
Yeah.
So like not one of us is traveling a lot further than the other. But like when it came to the hotel, you have to come up all that way because it was like an hour and a half, maybe a couple of hours.
Yeah.
2 hours for us.
Unless I'm driving, then it's like an hour.
And then it was 8 hours for me.
Exactly. So like people are like, oh, I'd love to go there, like to do this. Is just be prepared. Is sometimes there's a lot of stuff that goes into it for the video. Like you get to see the good bits.
Yeah, I mean, it's the editing and stuff as well, isn't it? It's like going through, especially if you've got like 2 or 3 cameras, 2 or 3 EVP recorders, like a GoPro, a normal camera. It's so much stuff you have to go through. It's a lot.
I'm glad they get to see the good bits, which is obviously why we do it and stuff. But like you said, it's like all the stuff you have to do behind the scenes just to get that video. Because it's like if you travel all that way and your equipment screws up or it doesn't work out the way you wanted it, it's like that's complete waste of time. You just wasted and money because of like fuel for your car.
I mean, that's happened a few times though, isn't it? I've done a video and then I'm uploading it and it's deleted it. Or YouTube have decided that it's crap, so they've deleted it. And you're like, are you joking? Twice that's happened to me.
It's happened to us where we've gone somewhere and nothing's happened.
Yeah, Barrel and Derby most of the time.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the only outcome you're gonna have to say is like the only to stop you from losing your mind is, oh well, at least I got out of the house.
Yeah. I mean,
if
sometimes
you don't say
though,
that, you're gonna be angry.
But it's not only that though, is it? I mean, I've been to places before. Like I've been to that cemetery like 6 or 7 times, and I've had nothing. But it's more about you're becoming like a better investigator, aren't you? And it means that you don't you're not just going out there and putting out false videos saying like, oh yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. No, actually, look, here's the video. Nothing happened.
You can tell that like our channel is like some of our videos have done a lot better than others, and you can tell which ones have got stuff in them purely by the views.
Yeah.
But I like sticking to that because that's like we're showing people as in, all right, you might think it's going to be next level investigation, but actually it's boring. Nothing happened. We're just showing you to prove as in not every single investigation has got poltergeists and demons and oh my god, I was attacked. Like it's not like that at all.
We need to start putting the outtake videos back up as well.
Oh god, sometimes the amount of times it takes us to do an intro is unbelievable. It depends if we have. It's like if we have our dad with us. Oh man, he just ruins every intro.
Yeah, he does it on purpose.
It's because I used to start the video in a certain way just to be funny.
Yeah.
And I've stopped doing it, but my dad's obsessed with it. So now he's always trying to say it, and I'm like, shut up. and then it'll start into an argument. But I think one day we have to get Ben to the Ancient Ram.
I think
It shouldn't be too far from him, should it?
I think we just need to get Ben out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but just Ben in general. Please come with us.
yeah. But we're doing another one at Cannock though soon, aren't we?
Yeah.
When's that though?
I thought it was going to be September.
I thought it was going to be then. I know
thought
I can't.
It was this weekend.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. When you said that to me, that threw me off. I was like, did it? That's why I didn't say anything back. Is that I was trying to remember. I was like, don't think
I honestly thought we were going back on the 12th.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the 12th.
Are we?
You know, no, not. See, I'm confused. Who said what?
Sure, I suggested we go back on the 12th because I asked what you were doing.
Well, either way, I
That
don't
was
think
like
it can be this week
3 weeks ago. Obviously not.
because purely, I think I didn't realise it was our first weekend back with the nephew.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, she wants to go to Mother Shipton's cave now.
I don't know where that is.
It's in Knaresborough.
Yeah, you've gone off topic.
Sorry. Anyway, but all in all, the Ancient Ram, it was good. I mean, personally, it's overhyped, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, it was still an experience in itself. But for the listeners, is don't always be fooled by all these people who go to the famous Ancient Ramming and all this stuff happens. Like, just take it with a pinch of salt. Like, it's not necessarily booting off every 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, when you see a video and you see it and there's stuff going on, they've probably been there 2 days.
Yeah, probably.
Because, I mean, like, we didn't... If you can hear clicking and walking around as my dog's decided to want to come in my office. What are you doing?
My dog is doing the same, but luckily I got carpets.
I don't even know what time. I think we got there about 8, didn't we?
Yeah, if you get there...
3.
Yeah. But you can stay there to 8, though, can't you? It's 8 to 8.
I swear, I think we called it at like 2, didn't we? Or maybe 4. So I was done.
Yeah,
I'm so tired.
I think I got back to my house just before 6. So yeah, it's an hour and a half from me.
Yeah, I was so done. Not as in like done as in I'm fed up with this. It was just I was tired. I was cold. I was just out of energy to do the investigation. And I thought, you know what, we've got some stuff.
And we had a drop who shall not be named off.
Exactly. So I was very much been there, done it. You know, got the t-shirt. Never again. Never again. I think after that, I said to Michael, I'm like, if we're going past somewhere to do an investigation, we're not picking up any other investigators.
No.
I'm not. You can say it's a joke. I'm not.
Yeah, it is hard, isn't it? Like thinking about all that kind of stuff and then the driving home and
that's the thing is like getting there is one thing. Everyone's like, oh, it's a 4-hour drive from where I live. Yeah, now you got to drive back. Got to do it again.
It's hard for Jamie. It's easy for me. So I'm just a passenger. So I don't really do anything.
Just, you know, there is times where I wish he does have a license, but I'm just like, just let me have 5 minutes. Just take the wheel for 5 minutes.
I let you have 20 minutes kip, didn't I, in the petrol station?
You did. Do you know what the funny as well? When I had 20 minutes kip, it was daytime.
Yeah.
By the time, and we still weren't quite home. We weren't far off at all, so I wasn't phased.
I think we were just outside Leeds.
No, I think it was after Leeds, you know. Because I swear about half hour down the road, I seen.
It was Woodall Services.
Was it?
I'm sure it was Woodall. I'm sure.
Bloody hell, I was that tired. I can't even remember how fast I got on then.
It was fast.
But yeah, maybe one day we'll
go.
If
there's any police listening to the podcast, we'd just like to say that Jamie actually sticks to the speed limits, wherever he goes. It was very, very clear. There was no traffic on the road, officer, at that time.
There wasn't. That's why I got home so quick. It was that early in the morning. There was
no
traffic.
It was literally 2:00 in the morning, and there was nobody there. So straight through.
Yeah, that's all it was, officer. Swear down. If you break the speed limit, famous words, prove it.
Yeah.
We were at Sheffield, Jamie.
The funny thing is, as well, as there was no cameras. They prove I went that fast. I heard it on a podcast. Yeah, officer, that's great proof, mate.
Yeah.
And it was like 18 months ago, so they deleted the footage.
I don't even know how long ago it was.
Sure, it was January, February last year.
Funny thing
It
is,
was
though,
the end of January.
if you say that, it's like, how long have we known each other now? Obviously, me and Michael all my life, but like Mike, like, because we knew him quite a bit before the Ancient Ram in.
You're so lucky, aren't you? I mean, just look how your life has changed.
Oh, mate, words don't come close.
No comment.
Yeah, it's without me, your life would be sunshine and roses and unicorns.
Be exactly the same.
That's why you should always bring Mike on an investigation. He brings the evil stuff in there because he's that bad. He just brings the negative energy. So here he comes. Doesn't even mean to. It just happens.
Yeah, if it's not negative energy, it's a source of entertainment at least.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I bring the funny stuff. Mike brings the therapist.
I just bring myself. Oh well, at least it's funny. Right. Anyway,
we can laugh about it now.
Yeah. Now I've seen a therapist, we can laugh about it. She needs therapy, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, we're gonna finish it there.
Yeah. We're gonna call it, guys.
I don't know what we're going to be doing on the next one. I'm sure we'll think of something, unless the listeners have something they want us to do, which point you can contact us through Instagram and let us know.
At Riley Brothers Paranormal.
Or at Mike Gale.
So, yeah, guys. So, thank you for listening once again. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure. Quite enjoying this podcast stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's going a lot better than what you expected, to be honest. But this is probably the only thing we've ever actually stuck to a schedule on.
Well done, us.
Yay! Right, guys. So once again, this has been me, Jamie, my brother Michael, and Mike. It's been Evp'D, my pants podcast, and we shall see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.